A man's life is not only defined by his goals, his discipline, or his ambition, it's defined by who he lets beside him in silence. You can build an empire, sharpen your mind, and conquer your fears, but if you marry the wrong woman, she can destroy everything you've built without ever lifting a sword. Marriage is not just love. It is energy exchange, emotional alliance, and psychological merging. It's not about flowers and rings, it's about the person you must live beside every morning when the world turns cold. A wise man once said, "A woman can either be a man's peace or his punishment." The truth is simple, love blinds, lust deceives, but patterns never lie. The signs are always there, in how she reacts to criticism, in how she treats waiters, in how she handles pressure, and in how she speaks about her past. The modern man must learn to see beyond beauty. Because beauty fades, but character multiplies, either for your peace or your destruction. You don't marry looks, you marry habits, trauma, energy, and values. In the ancient Stoic world, philosophers warned men against emotional blindness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not the easy or the pleasurable, but the enduring and the wise." Today, that wisdom is more crucial than ever. Modern dating has made many men emotional slaves, chasing women who drain their spirit, confuse their purpose, and twist their minds. So this is not an article about hate. This is a manual of discernment. Because the man who cannot discern character will keep falling into traps disguised as love. The purpose here is not to judge women, it's to help men protect their energy and peace. To recognize the signs early. To choose not from desire, but from clarity. Let's begin with the first type, the one every man has encountered but few have escaped unscarred. 1. The drama queen, chaos is her oxygen. She is beautiful, magnetic, and intoxicating, the kind of woman who walks into a room and makes the air tremble. You feel drawn to her fire. She's passionate, emotional, expressive, every conversation feels alive. But here's the danger, her chaos feels like chemistry. The drama queen confuses intensity for intimacy. She doesn't know peace, she only knows extremes. One moment, she loves you like you're her entire world. The next, she's crying, accusing, storming out, and then returning like nothing happened. You mistake it for passion, but it's addiction. You begin to crave her validation, her mood swings, her constant emotional highs and lows. What you don't realize is that you've become a character in her emotional movie. The Stoics warned against such attachment. Epictetus taught that a man must guard his emotions as a soldier guards his city gates. Because the drama queen is not an enemy, she's a test of your discipline. She will pull you into her storms and call it love. She will trigger you, make you react, then blame you for reacting. Her greatest weapon. Emotional chaos. Her greatest fear. Silence. Because silence forces her to face herself, and she cannot bear her own emptiness. If you marry her, peace becomes impossible. You'll spend years trying to fix storms that were never yours to control. You'll walk on eggshells, analyzing every word, avoiding conflict, yet conflict will find you. And when you finally get tired, she'll cry and say, "You don't love me like you used to." What she really means is, "You no longer feed my drama." The Stoic man understands, you cannot calm the storm, you must walk away from it. Because a woman who thrives on emotional chaos does not need love, she needs healing, and until she seeks it, no man can give her peace. Marry her, and you'll lose your focus, your fire, and your mental stillness. Avoid her, and you'll keep your empire intact. 2. The entitled princess, she thinks you owe her the world. She doesn't just want love, she demands worship. In her mind, she is the prize, the sun, and the center of every man's orbit. She was told her whole life that she's special, different, deserving of the best. And now, she expects reality to bow to that illusion. She walks with confidence, but behind that confidence is a quiet arrogance. She believes her mere existence entitles her to your effort. She doesn't build, she collects. She doesn't contribute, she consumes. And when she finally captures your attention, she believes your purpose is to maintain her comfort. At first, she seems elegant, well-spoken, stylish, sophisticated. You admire her taste. But slowly, you notice something: she never says thank you. Every act of kindness becomes expectation. Every gift becomes routine. Every effort becomes a duty. And one day, you realize you're no longer a man in her life, you're a servant in her kingdom. The entitled princess doesn't love men, she loves the idea of being adored. She measures affection by how much you sacrifice for her. If you say no, she pouts, manipulates, or withdraws affection to punish you. She will never ask, how can I give back? She will only ask, why aren't you giving more? The tragedy is that she was conditioned by a world that rewarded her looks, not her character. Men lined up to please her. Social media inflated her self-worth. And now, she sees every relationship as a negotiation of power, not love. But the Stoic man understands, true value is not in what others give you, it's in what you give to life. He does not bow to beauty, he honors substance. Because the woman who thinks she deserves everything will always end up resenting the man who gives her limits. Marry her, and your home becomes a throne room. You will forever feel like a subject trying to please a queen who never smiles. She will test your generosity until you're emotionally drained, and then blame you for being distant. She doesn't want partnership, she wants dominance disguised as femininity. And once you give her power, she loses respect for you, because deep down, she only respects men she cannot control. This is the paradox of the entitled princess. She wants a strong man, yet she destroys every man who tries to love her. She craves leadership but despises authority. She wants a king, yet behaves like she deserves the crown. The Stoic path demands discernment. A wise man gives without attachment, but he does not give to those who drain his soul. He knows that unearned comfort breeds contempt, and love without boundaries breeds entitlement. If you marry her, your life becomes a constant performance, a series of gestures to prove your worth to someone who cannot see it. You'll find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, explaining your every move, begging for peace in a home built on ego. The entitled princess will never meet you halfway, because she believes you were born to walk the entire distance. A Stoic man does not chase a woman who believes love is a transaction. He observes her behavior, her attitude toward service, humility, and gratitude. Because gratitude reveals character, and entitlement reveals emptiness. If she cannot say, thank you, for the little things, she will never appreciate the big ones. And if she cannot respect your effort, she will never value your sacrifice. Avoid her. Because once a woman believes she is above effort, no amount of love can bring her back to humility. And when her beauty fades, as it always does, she will seek another man to refill the emptiness her entitlement created. The Stoic man smiles, steps aside, and saves his peace. Because the greatest gift you can give an entitled woman, is your absence. 3. The manipulator, sweet words, hidden agenda. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't threaten. She doesn't argue, at least not directly. Her power is far subtler. It hides beneath charm, affection, and perfect timing. The manipulator knows exactly what to say and when to say it. She studies your emotions, learns your weaknesses, and mirrors your values, not to share them, but to use them. When you're strong, she flatters you. When you're tired, she comforts you. When you begin to question her motives, she cries. Everything she does serves one purpose: control. You won't notice it at first. You'll think she understands you better than anyone else. She'll make you feel chosen, seen, and safe, and once she has your trust, she'll start testing your boundaries. It begins small. She asks for favors, demands small sacrifices, questions your decisions. When you hesitate, she plays the guilt card, I thought you loved me. And that's how she binds you, not with love, but with emotional strings. The Stoics warned of such people. They understood that manipulation begins the moment emotion overrides reason. Epictetus wrote, "When someone can make you angry or guilty, you have given them control." The manipulator thrives on both. She'll rewrite arguments, twist your words, and make you question your memory. You'll start apologizing for things you didn't do. You'll second-guess yourself constantly. And the more you try to prove your innocence, the more she'll tighten the leash of emotional control. This kind of woman does not want harmony, she wants power through confusion. Every apology feeds her ego. Every tear you wipe confirms her dominance. The Stoic man must recognize her early. He must remain unmoved by drama, unprovoked by guilt, and unattached to validation. Because the only way to defeat manipulation is emotional stillness. Never marry her. For a manipulative woman will drain your confidence, distort your self-image, and leave you doubting your own truth. And when she finally leaves, she'll call you controlling, the very crime she committed against you. Walk away from the woman who plays games with your peace. Because once your mind belongs to her, you'll lose your freedom, and nothing is worth more to a Stoic man than freedom. 4. The gossip queen, she destroys with words. Words are her weapons, and secrets are her currency. The gossip queen lives to speak, not to think. Her world revolves around who did what, who failed, who sinned, and how she can twist it into entertainment. At first, her chatter seems harmless. She's just being honest. She tells it like it is. But soon, you'll notice that everyone she speaks about ends up humiliated, and everyone who trusts her ends up betrayed. The Stoics value discretion, the power to remain silent when silence protects peace. The gossip queen knows no such discipline. Her tongue is faster than her mind, and her stories often grow with every retelling. If you marry her, your private life becomes public property. Your struggles, your plans, your mistakes, all will find their way into other people's ears. And when conflict arises, she won't solve it, she'll broadcast it. She thrives on drama because drama validates her existence. Without chaos to discuss, she feels irrelevant. Without people to expose, she feels invisible. A man who seeks wisdom must protect his reputation. A man who marries a gossip loses it daily. Because the world will judge him not by his actions, but by the noise surrounding his name. The Stoic man keeps his circle small and his private life sacred. He knows that a woman who cannot guard her tongue cannot guard his honor. Avoid her. For a gossiping woman is not just careless, she is dangerous. Her words outlive her apologies. Her lies outlast her relationships. And once trust is broken, no amount of love can rebuild it. 5. The victim, she never takes responsibility. Every story she tells ends the same way, she's the one who suffered. Her ex betrayed her, her friends used her, her boss mistreated her, everyone has wronged her, and she bears no fault. The victim has mastered the art of self-pity. Her weakness becomes her weapon. When she makes a mistake, she cries. When she fails, she blames. She believes life happens to her, not through her. In marriage, this mindset becomes poison. She will hold you responsible for her unhappiness. No matter what you do, it will never be enough, because she is addicted to pain. Pain gives her identity. The Stoic man sees through the illusion. He understands that suffering without reflection creates dependency. He knows that blaming others is the fastest path to spiritual decay. Marry her, and you'll become her caretaker, not her partner. You'll waste years trying to fix wounds that she refuses to heal. And when you finally tire, she'll tell others you abandoned her. A Stoic loves with compassion, but not at the expense of his sanity. He knows that true strength is not saving others from their storms, but walking away from those who choose to live in them. Avoid her. Because a woman who won't own her story will rewrite yours, and in her version, you'll always be the villain. 6. The party addict, forever chasing attention. She's fun, vibrant, always surrounded by noise. Her calendar is full, her nights are long, her mornings are late. Every weekend is another escape from silence, because silence terrifies her. The party addict fears stillness because stillness forces her to face her emptiness. She chases the next thrill, the next compliment, the next photograph that proves she's living her best life. But beneath the lights and music hides a deep loneliness. At first, you might think she's just social. You enjoy her energy, her charisma. But soon you'll notice she can't spend one evening in peace. She constantly needs validation, through likes, compliments, and attention from others. A Stoic man values moderation, discipline, and solitude. He knows that peace is the highest pleasure. But the party addict sees peace as boredom. Marry her, and you'll live in emotional chaos. Every argument becomes public. Every insecurity becomes content. She'll expect you to join her in her endless search for stimulation, and if you don't, she'll call you dull, controlling, or insecure. You cannot build a peaceful home with a woman who fears quiet. Because marriage is not a festival, it's a partnership built on trust and presence. The party addict seeks to escape life. The Stoic man seeks to master it. Their worlds will never align. Avoid her. Because when the music stops, she'll realize she never learned how to love, only how to perform. 7. The gold digger. Love is a transaction. She doesn't fall in love with men, she falls in love with lifestyles. Her affection is conditional, her loyalty is rented, her attraction is transactional. You'll know her by her priorities: appearance over substance, wealth over wisdom, luxury over loyalty. The gold digger's motto is simple: if he can't provide, he's not worth my time. But the Stoic man knows, love that can be bought can also be sold. She measures your worth by your possessions, not your character. And when the day comes that your resources run low, her affection will vanish faster than her promises. Marcus Aurelius said, "What is not earned cannot last." And that truth defines her entire existence. Marry her, and you will forever perform, competing not for love, but for relevance. Your purpose will no longer be to build, but to maintain her comfort. The gold digger may not ruin your heart, but she will hollow your spirit. She'll make you feel like a provider, not a partner, a wallet, not a man. Avoid her. Because money can buy attention, but never devotion. The Stoic man invests in peace, not vanity. He seeks a woman who values effort, not excess. 8. The feminist extremist competes, not complements. Balance is lost when ideology replaces harmony. The feminist extremist does not see men and women as partners, she sees them as rivals in an eternal battle for control. She talks about equality but craves superiority. She despises traditional roles yet secretly resents men who live without purpose. Her worldview is built on resentment, not logic, not love, but unresolved anger. In a relationship, she doesn't seek understanding, she seeks dominion. Every conversation becomes a debate, every disagreement becomes proof of male oppression. She confuses independence with hostility. She believes submission is weakness, and cooperation is control. Yet deep down, she longs for the very protection she mocks. The Stoic man knows that strength does not require domination. He leads with calm authority, not force. But she interprets leadership as tyranny, because she has not yet healed her perception of men. Marry her, and your home becomes a battlefield. Affection will be replaced with ideology, love with politics. You will argue not as partners but as opponents. Avoid her. Because marriage is not a war, it is a union. And no man can find peace with a woman who believes love is oppression. 9. The insecure beauty, trapped by vanity. She's stunning. Every man notices her. And she knows it, she depends on it. Her self-worth lives in mirrors, compliments, and the fleeting approval of others. The insecure beauty builds her identity on her appearance, not her depth. Every wrinkle becomes a crisis, every unflattering comment a wound. She invests in her image, but not her soul. At first, you'll enjoy her presence, she's radiant, charming, confident. But over time, you'll realize her beauty comes with a cost, constant reassurance. You'll spend your days validating her, calming her jealousy, proving your loyalty. Her fear isn't losing you, it's losing attention. And as the years pass, she'll resent you for witnessing her aging. The Stoics saw vanity as a prison of the mind. True beauty, they said, is order of the soul, not symmetry of the face. Marry her, and you'll never find peace. Because she will always compare herself, to others, to her past, to illusions. And in her race for perfection, she'll neglect what truly matters, peace, humility, character. Avoid her. Because when beauty becomes a burden, love becomes performance. Seek the woman whose beauty grows with time, the kind that comes from wisdom, kindness, and grace. 10. The spiritually dead, no depth, no soul. She has everything, looks, money, status, but no light behind her eyes. Her world is shallow, material, transactional. She laughs at faith, mocks purpose, and lives for pleasure. You talk about meaning, she talks about entertainment. You seek depth, she seeks distraction. The spiritually dead woman is empty, not because she's evil, but because she has never asked why. She drifts through life without reflection, without gratitude, without inner stillness. The Stoic man cannot survive such emptiness. For he builds his strength on meaning, on virtue, discipline, and higher purpose. And when he shares his soul with someone hollow, he slowly becomes hollow too. Marry her, and you'll feel lonely beside her, even in the same bed. She'll drain your spiritual energy while pretending nothing's wrong. And when life tests you, she'll abandon you, because comfort, not character, is her compass. Avoid her. Because a beautiful body without a noble soul is an illusion, and illusions always fade. A Stoic seeks not excitement, but depth, not perfection, but peace. Conclusion: choose peace over passion. A man's greatest decision is not what he does, but who he trusts his heart to. The woman beside you can either sharpen your mind or dull your purpose. She can build your peace or burn your empire. The Stoics taught that self-mastery begins with discernment. And discernment begins with silence, watching, not reacting. When you meet a woman, don't listen to her words alone, watch her patterns. Because words can lie, but behavior always tells the truth. Avoid the drama queen. Avoid the entitled princess. Avoid the manipulator, the gossip queen, the victim, the party addict, the gold digger, the extremist, the insecure beauty, and the spiritually dead. Because peace is not found in pleasure, it's found in clarity. And the man who chooses peace over chaos becomes untouchable. When you meet a woman of humility, grace, loyalty, and self-awareness, you'll feel it. She won't compete with you, she'll complement you. She won't drain you, she'll restore you. And that kind of woman, the rare, grounded, feminine soul, is worth waiting for. Until then, remain still. Build your empire. Because a man who has peace within doesn't chase, he chooses. And in that choice, he wins the only war that truly matters.